Hi, this is Polk Payton, and I'm coming to you with my blog number 21. I know you might be wondering why I got this baseball cap on my head, but I mean, I'm doing this for y'all. Trust me, you don't want to see my head without this baseball cap. I usually don't wear baseball caps unless I'm going to a football game or a baseball game, or someone will be outside. I need to keep the sun out of my eyes, in addition to my hater blockers to keep the sun on my face. But I needed this hat today, and this is my baby's 6A state champion hat. My baby's football team is they are the 6A state champions in the state of Mississippi. That's right. So I'm so proud of him. He has this big old championship ring. I don't know why. I'm like, y'all's ring look like the Saints championship ring they won in 2009. Oh, ain't no kids, because when we went to high school, kids didn't get that big of a ring for state championships. Everything is different now. It's just like, I just can't keep up. I'm trying to. I have to, because I got a 16-year-old. So it's either keep up or be oblivious to what's going on in his life. And I can't afford to be oblivious to what's going on with my son, because, these are crucial years in his life. Anyway, my last blog was talking about hindsight. And then I've posted a couple of, little PSAs on my Facebook page. I talked about hair. And I guess I could talk about the hair blog, considering the fact that I got a baseball cap, and because the blog was talking about natural hair, and it just seems like sometimes the way some women approach the discussion about natural hair, it just seems like another way for women to divide ourselves and to find another way to ostracize certain women and to click up. And I don't do clicks. I do whatever with my hair I want to do with my hair. If I want to shave my head, if I want to give me some curly weave, if I want to give me some straight weave, if I want to have me a natural afro, if I want me some cornrows, some micro braids, whatever I want to do, if I want to get my hair bleached blonde, whatever I want to do with my hair, this is in my head, and I can do whatever I want to do with my hair, because whatever sits on top of it, everything except for this baseball cap is mine. And it's mine too, because it's my baby. So until he grown, everything he has belongs to me. So it might as well be that way, because the way he be using my stuff, like he was getting ready to go over to his girlfriend's house, he didn't even ask me could he use my car. He just left in my car. I just can't have nothing. So anyway, but we don't need to try to find another way to ostracize each other and to separate ourselves. If a woman wants to relax her hair or process her hair, that is her business. Mind your own business. There ain't none of your business what somebody else do with their hair, and that does not make any woman any more or less black because she has a process in her hair and you have your hair natural. And just because you got your hair natural, it does not mean that you don't need to comb your hair. You still need to take care of your natural hair, because when I had my natural hairstyle, I was at the barbershop, because I wore my hair natural when it wasn't popular. I wore a natural from 1992 to 1994, and then again from 1999 until 2001. So I wore it when it wasn't popular. So I'm not going with a trend. I'm gonna go with whatever I want to do with my head, because this is my hair, and however I get my hair done, I'm paying for it. Ain't none of your business how I get my hair done. Because you think about it, you talk about women who have weave. A lot of these natural hairstyles are made to look fuller with weave. People braid in some hair and make it look fuller. That little afro, all that afro ain't that hair. That's weave. That's bald hair. So what is the difference between buying some natural hair and buying some straight processed hair? I don't see the difference. And the reason that people are embracing their ethnicity is so that we can show that white women are not any better than us. We're showing that we're just as good as white women, and just because they got straight, slick hair and thin lips, that we are not any worse than they are. We're just as good as they are. That's what we're trying to show. So if a woman has processed hair and a weave in her hair or some micro braids in her hair, she is just as good as somebody who wears their hair natural. Don't do that. Don't get cliquish with that, because it's like I'm in a sorority. I belong to a lot of groups that a lot of black women aren't a member of. They can't be a member of because they don't have the credentials that I have. But I'm not any better than those women who are not in those groups. So just because your hair is natural, that does not make you any better than anybody else. You are not your hair. I am not my hair. India Ari said it best when she said that. So I mean, get over yourself, really. Just get over yourself. If you wear your hair natural, it's cute. I love it. I love to see women with beautiful natural styles, but I also can appreciate a woman who takes the time to take care of her own hair. Some women straighten their natural hair and just, you know, press it out. You can't tell the difference. What difference does it make? I mean, I don't understand. What difference does it make? Tell me. Somebody please help me understand. So just accept people for who they are. Love people for who they are. Embrace them for who they are, and let them be themselves. You be you. I can only be me. You can only be you. I mean, it's just like I'm giving you lines from that Spike Lee movie. What was the movie? With the frats and stuff. What was that? It was a college. I cannot remember the name of that movie. And I watch that movie every time it comes on TV. You know, the one with Gina from the Martin Show, and it had Jasmine Guy and Spike Lee and Lawrence Fishburne, back when they called him Larry. It wasn't Do the Right Thing. It was School Days. School Days. You remember that movie, School Days, with all of them? And it was like they would join the frat, and they were talking about good and bad hair. See if I care. Good and bad hair. Who got good hair? Who got bad hair? Who got light skin? Who got dark skin? And then, you know, and then the man sung the movie, I can only be me. You can only be you. Be the you. Love the you that you see. Don't try to be like this woman over here because she's wearing her hair natural. You might not look good with no natural hair. Or you might not look good with a relaxer. You might look better with natural hair. But, I mean, that's your head. You can do whatever you want to do with your hair. Don't let society dictate how you're going to live your life, because, you know, God does not hamper free will. We have to willingly submit ourselves as vessels to be used by him. So if we have to willingly submit ourselves and God does not impede my free will, then who are you to tell me how I can wear my hair? You nobody to tell me how I can wear my hair, because I'm wearing my hair however I want to. I don't care how you look at me. I don't care what you say. Ain't none of your business. This is my hair. I pay for my hair just like I pay my mortgage. Anyway. And don't nobody tell me what I do up in my house, or anybody gonna tell me what I do on top of my head. Okay, so anyway, but like I have been getting you know, it's like I got kudos for that post that I made about the hair and about not using hair as a way to divide us and to ostracize us. And then I made a post about that I know that men think that I'm bashing them with a lot of the posts that I make. And I mean, you know, I always have to, I feel like every few weeks I have to seek vindication so that people will understand that I'm not bashing men. I am not a male basher. I don't hate men. I love men, and I will be so glad when the Lord sends me one. But at the same time, I am not going to endorse, nor will I validate or support or enable bad behavior by men toward women. If you continue to treat women like disposable diapers, then I am going to continue to talk about it. I don't make the news, I just report it. And I'm going to talk about it until I'm blue in the face. I put a post up on my Facebook page the other day, and it was talking about how one of my friends was telling me that she was so tired of this man playing with her. And I told her, I said, well, when Kobe was a baby, if I didn't want him to play with something, I kept it out of his reach. So if you don't want him playing with your heart, then quit handing it to him so he can manipulate it and use it as he pleases. On the weekends, men go out. They have their Friday or their Saturday night with their boys. They scoping out women so that those women can be candidates to be an item, a buffet item on their sample platter. And so they're getting up, collecting numbers. But if none of those sample platter hopefuls invite them back home or accept their invitation to go home with them, then they're going to call Old Faithful in the middle of the night. And who is Old Faithful? You. You are the one that he calls at 2 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning, whenever it is, after he has exhausted all of his other possibilities, and then he calls you when he has nothing else to do. And if you don't want to be treated like that, then you're going to stop enabling, you're going to have to stop enabling that kind of behavior by answering that phone call. Sending him to voicemail. The iPhone, I don't know if the Galaxy has this feature or not, because both my phones are iPhones, because I love iPhones. I mean, I just love the way they function. I don't want my phone to do what they're saying that Siri is going to be doing, in a couple of years, which is come out of the phone and be in a hologram. I need to stay her butt in the phone. Don't you come out here. I don't need no phone talking to me, standing next to me. I need my phone to be in his phone. Stay in your place. Stay in your lane. That's what I was telling those guys today when I was commenting back on the comments that they were making on my fan page, on my PSA page. I was like, I cannot speak from the perspective of a man, and a man who's been dogged out or played by a woman, because I'm not a man, and I've never been lied to by a woman about my relationship status, but I have been lied to by men about their relationship status. So I can only talk about what I've experienced and what my friends have experienced. Guys don't whine to me when they have been dogged out by a woman. They don't whine to me. They go talk to their boys, or go get drunk, do whatever they do, go play some football, or go find them some women to replace them, go to the strip club and make it rain at the club, whatever they do to deal with their emotions. They don't do what women do. We whine to each other. We cry on each other's shoulders, and we talk to each other about how this man dogged me out and how he lied to me, and I thought he had moved out. He told me he had moved out and he was still living with his wife and blah, blah. I mean, it was just like, those are the things that I have a perspective on. I don't have a perspective on a man who has had a woman who took all his money, and when he went offshore, she would talk to him while he was gone, and then when he got home, she would spend that first week with him until she spent up all his money, and then she left him out by himself after she had spent all his money. Don't no men come to me and tell me that kind of stuff, because it's embarrassing. They're embarrassed to tell a woman that another woman did them like that, because they don't want to be shamed. So I don't know about any of those stories. So if you guys email me, inbox me, my email address is gpplaw@comcast.net. You can email me, you can inbox me on Facebook on my This Has Been a Public Service Announcement fan page on Facebook, or my personal page on Facebook, Polk Payton. It has Judge Cutie in parentheses. You can direct tweet me, you can direct Instagram me, whatever. If you want to tell me your story so I can talk about what you're dealing with in a PSA, I will be more than happy to do that, because like I said, I don't make the news, I just report it, but I can only report the news that I know about. I don't know about anything that men go through. My son hasn't been dogged out. He hadn't had his heart broken by a woman, so he hadn't come to me and told me about a woman breaking his heart. So I mean, I raised my stepkids. My stepson is 25 and my stepdaughter is 21. But, and my stepson lives in Houston now, but he never came to me to tell me that a woman was dogging him out. Now, I've had his girlfriends come to me. My stepson, in his 25 years, I've had his girlfriends come to me and talk to me and say, Miss Gay, I don't know what to do about trash, blah, blah, blah. I said, leave him alone. If he ain't doing you right, leave him alone. That's my advice. That's my blanket advice. If somebody is treating you less in a way that is substandard, that is below the standards that you have set for the way that you're going to be treated, then leave them alone. Bye, peace, I'm out of here. You don't have to accept it. I mean, it's just like, when I was in a situation with a man, and it's like, after a while, after we've been dating for a while, he felt constrained by the relationship and told me he wanted to be free to date other people. And I told him, I said, well, you are free to date other people, just not while you're dating me. So I'm not going to be on your sample path. I'm not going to be in your dating rotation. I'm not going to play musical dating chairs and hope that I have a seat at the end of the day when you decide to finally turn your music off in 10 years. You have lost your mind. I'm not going to do it. So my blanket advice is, if somebody is below your standard, if they are treating you in a way that makes you feel disrespected, then tell them to get up out your face. I mean, it's simple. It hurts. It's really hard to do. There were many nights after that situation ended that I cried myself to sleep. I was absolutely pitiful. But at the same time, I had peace. I had the peace, and I could look at myself in the mirror and know that I wasn't being dogged out and played over by a man who didn't have my best interests at heart. So, ladies, that's all you can do. And men, if you want me to talk about your story, I will talk about it. I mean, I won't tell your name. I won't put any of your business on the street, because if you look at my PSAs, I tell them from my perspective like it happened to me. But most of that stuff didn't happen to me. Most of that stuff happened to other people. But I have changed names to Polk Payton to protect the innocent. So they can all be me. Because I'm not embarrassed by anything that I've been through. Because the thing about it is, like I said in my hindsight PSA, my PSA number 20, my hindsight PSA, I said that When you get up on that wall and you see what God has brought you from, you can see where God has brought you from. And every obstacle that you turned into an opportunity has made you the person that you are now, the strong person, the wonderful person, the person who is well balanced, the person who understands life and who knows when somebody is trying to play them. So the thing about it is, my experience has made me better. Experience is the best teacher in the world. I mean, it's just like, all you got to do is just get up and keep fighting every day. And just, what I'm doing right now in my life, I'm respecting myself. And a man is not going to know how to respect you. He's not going to know what your standards are until you show him what your standards are. There are some men, and I'm not bragging on my son, but, my son knows how to treat a lady. He opens the door for his girlfriend. When she, it's like he stands up when she comes to the table. He stands up, he pulls her chair. He does it all. He told me when he was 13 years old, Mama, don't ever touch a door when you're with a man. So my son knows how to treat a lady. But if a man doesn't know how to treat a lady, then maybe it's your job to show him what you need and tell him what you need. Went out with a guy and I sat in his truck for 10 minutes. It's just like, he was like, we were in my driveway and he was dropping me off. And I'm just sitting there waiting for him to come around and open my door. And I sat there until he came around and opened my door. I would have sat in his car all night because he was going to come around there and open the door. Because the thing about it is, it's just like they don't know. Men don't know. And he, honestly, until I told him, he didn't know why I was still sitting there. He thought I was just, I don't know if he thought I was waiting for him to kiss me or I don't know what he thought I was waiting for. But I was just waiting for him to come around there and open my door and let me out of the car. So, ladies, we set our own standards, so you can't expect somebody to give you something that you don't give to yourself, which is respect. So you have to set the standard for how somebody treats you. And if somebody is treating you in a way that you don't want to be treated, then, tell them to step off. Another man will be along shortly. I promise you. For every one man I put in my do not answer list, within a week, there are 4 names that have replaced him. So, it's just like, don't worry about it. Don't sweat it, honey. Remember, I said also in my last blog about hindsight, that God will bless you in abundance with more than you could ever ask for or think. But you have to submit your will to his will. Just because that's the man you want does not mean that's the man that God has for you. I'm going to wait as long as it takes for God to give me the man that he wants me to have. And I know that, I know what the word of God says. I know what thus said the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So you can't quote no scriptures at me sideways and expect that I'm just going to receive what you say just because you know how to quote a couple of scriptures and take them out of context. Because the Bible says that if I delight myself in the Lord, he will give me the desires of my heart. And he knows what the desires of my heart my desires are. He knows what I need in a man. He knows what kind of man it's going to take to deal with all this mouth. He knows. So God knows. And because God knows me, I am trusting him. I am trusting his will for my life and what he has for me for my life. I'm not going to accept any sorry substitutes. I'm not going to settle. I am not going to have somebody filling the void and just taking up space in my life while I wait for the man that God is keeping for me. Because that song, I love that song by Marette Brown Clark. She came out of church a couple of times, Marette Brown Clark. I can't ever say her name's a tongue twister. Anyway, but she has a song that she wrote called The One He Kept For Me. And I've sang that in a couple of weddings, but there's a line in the song that says, the one I was praying for, the one he delayed me for. So I know that every loser that I meet, that God is delaying me so that I can have the man who knows how to treat me, knows how to give me just enough attention, because I'm too busy. I have 7, 8 jobs. If you count them all as jobs, I have about 8 jobs. I don't have time to crowd a man. I have plenty to do. And I very well may be doing an internet talk show soon. And I don't have the time. I'm leaving town in a couple of days and I'm going to be in and out of town traveling for 2 weeks. And so I don't have time to crowd a man. But I need to know that when I need somebody to be there for me, he's going to be there for me just like I'm going to be there for him. I don't want anything that I'm not willing to give. So anyway, I'm through talking for today. I've rambled a little bit, but the things that you can take from this blog is Respect yourself if you want to be respected. And I am not my hair. I'm gonna wear my hair however I want to wear my hair. You wear your hair. You want to wear your hair. And just live and let live. Don't be trying to tell nobody how to live their lives. You cannot. Just like I told somebody about politics, you can't legislate morality. If somebody wants to do something, they're gonna find a way to do it. All you can do is to pray for people, help them grow in the knowledge of Christ, and then they will have their own morality, and they won't have to live by yours. Okay? Mind your business. Anyway, y'all have a good week. I'll talk to you again on Wednesday.